Boil. There is no extreme in the vertical direction that we are going. Just keep going in the same vertical direction as before. Oh, it's more like the horizontal direction. Yeah, this whole accelerating is going to be changed. Let's move the comments. This is the last keep going that I have. Yeah, word all stream again. So it's being tested here, defined here, it's being set here. It's the only place. So I might as well remove this. Move this code up. Two more lines. So no, okay. Like that. So yeah, we'll bring the fix me's together. Yeah. No, if only that was possible. Oh. She's the one. Yep, well, I have an update here, initializing one update, which takes previous and a current sample, and a parabola. Don't have a parabola now with my new update, so update, I guess I just copy the sample. Okay. It's not really current though, I didn't add it to the history yet. I don't know, let's call it lost, new, better. Oh, that's exactly what it is. Really. Yep, it's updates. Came from here, so I'm just going to pass new sample. Only problem is that I don't have L. I think L is function reference here. If you have the history, we don't have history here. A function. That was energy, so a different class. Just gonna pass L. Yeah, I know. More roads lead to Rome here. Let's pass L. Who cares? I'm not even sure this would ever fail. That's simple. Why would you not have a sample to scale? It seems so unlikely. I'm going to assert on it, I think. is the current edge sample. I need to do everything relative to the x-coordinate of the vertex, which I have to read from the problem, I suppose. Which provides that as vertex x. What to compile this. The new would-be scale would be, no wait a minute, the scale's actually positive or negative. It's, okay, I've got scale is it is the W value minus the vertex. I'm calling it V here. Maybe I should do that elsewhere as well then. Here I'm calling it Vx, seriously. Okay, let's call it Vx then. Vx, Vx, Vx. That's a censored amount of so it was something minus Vx, something being the W value of the sample, or the new sample.w. And then if that is larger, obviously, than the current scale, well, I have to compare absolute values, I'm afraid. Let's say it's larger than the current scale. But not just larger, but also it still fits. Then I'm going to replace everything. No, not everything. I'm going to replace, I think I'm just going to replace scale itself. Maybe edge sample as well. Not a problem, don't ask. So scale and edge sample W and LW. No, yeah. I guess edge sample, let's make it longer. Let's just copy that. And then the scale is updated. So probably should print as a debug output. Scale is set to 2. Another one. Nope. Okay, now the condition that this thing fits is that do you have another VY somewhere? Nope. That is yeah, I'm just using it directly in a formula here. Well, I want to have these variables as well, I think. Let's start with copying it because nobody can remember that. Get the coordinate, the W value of the vertex of the old parabola, which is then actually that one. Pick the symbol, previous and current, that is horizontally the furthest away. Well, that's more like my test here. that checks if the new sample is further away. So this would be my edge sample is the new sample, and then all of this can be done in here. Get the y coordinate and the w value of the stored edge sample. So I need I think I need to get the y coordinate at the w value of the new edge sample according to the old Perl. I don't have a new one, so just Perl I will do. And that hand retranslates to LW new edge sample. No. That was nonsense. No. Get the vertical distance from the stored edge sample to the new Perl. Get the vertical distance from the stored edge symbol to the vertex of the new parabola. So doing the same translations as before, we get the vertical distance from the new symbol to the vertex of the parabola. Okay. I have a visitor apparently. The mute me. Well, okay, I don't know. I was too slow and he continued walking, and I'm completely fine with that. No visits. If the new sample, let's see, if the new sample vertically deviates less than 10%, the new sample is new sample. New sample height. Yeah, probably. I think that should do it. Now, I'm not sure if this test is suitable. Yeah, apparently it is suitable to test that this can happen. Interesting. Crash is 3. 1 version 3, that's probably 4. 6, okay, after this one it crashed. Yeah, I think we have a keep going here for 7. 7 comes here. But there is no problem. And apparently I don't have samples really. Well, without the problem I don't have a sample. Yeah, that's the thing. So it can happen. Okay. In that case, there is no scale, so there's nothing to update. Can I do anything then with the new sample? Nah. So again 6 and then 7 comes there. Now I do have a parabola, so this one is more interesting. I have a parabola, but I don't have a scale. Oh, is that weird? It's not necessarily wrong because we are going in the right direction, into the positive x-axis direction. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the scale here is, you know, the width of this parabola fit here, not something that pops up there, because it's trying to fit a parabola through 5, 6, and 7, and this completely fails to fit a parabola here. So we are definitely continuing that way, and the idea is now that there is no minima here, so in that direction. So we just have to keep going. And at the moment I'm trying to at the moment the algorithm is just continuing without having an extreme to jump to. It thinks about updating the scale of the existing parabola, which I think just doesn't exist. But there is no scale drawn or anything. Okay, let's hit space. So yeah, well, we just jumped a little bit past the actual minima here. And now we have a scale, and that scale is just from the vertex to the sample 6 that is at the edge of this parabola. I don't know, looks good. But I don't think it was updated. It's just calculated, just an initialization. So next it jumps to the next it should fit a parabola through. That's a good question. Oh, 7 and 8. Yes, this is a parabola that belongs to 6 and 7. It's kind of weird. I just used 2 points to fit a parabola, but that's because I'm taking the derivative into account. So 6 and 7 plus derivatives leads to this parabola. Next you get 7 and 8, and then we get a parabola that already is almost exact. And it went a little bit back, so 9 is now at the vertex here. And that was already detected as the very minimum. And then we have a nice 4th degree polynomial fit at this point, and then we jump to this 11 here. But yeah, no scale updates there. Okay, the same thing happens. There's just no maximum here, so we just continue. And apparently now there was a maximum because I see a scale, but I don't see my fitted parabola. That's really strange. What the hell? Introducing 11 and 12. Well, that should be this. And then setting new sample to the extreme of, so we did have a parabolic approximation. Why would that be deleted? So the next one, 18 is the real minimum probably, of the maximum. Skill update, 11, 12. Initializing the skill. Skill set to -2. Kinetic energy update. Up step. Between 12 and 13. Added history. Added to the history 13. Oh, I have no clue whatsoever what is. This should be drawn. Yeah, what? Sorry, I stop at every little thing that I don't understand because it doesn't look like much, but it could be significant. Therefore, I want to understand it. I thought a red parabola should have been visible now. I revamped this whole loop quite a bit, I'm afraid. That's probably the reason that it broke. Yes, no, that's just a parabolic approximation. It's not the plotted thing. Yeah, this is the plotted thing. So before I press space, I'm hanging here, so it's not reset yet. And definitely should have defined this thing somewhere. Let's add it here. Add it to the plot. And then after the send expose events to true, that should be visible. So add a sleep here. And then check if it is one drawn to visible for maybe 1 second. Maybe it got erased again, you know, that's why I always want to sleep there. So when, oh, no, it got horribly slow. Nope. Seems nothing is being drawn, or it is completely outside of the graph. That's also a possibility. Possible. Now the old one was removed. Like maybe just completely outside of the window or something. It just seems very unlikely. So what is a current W value? So even at I value is that should be possible. Say this point here is like 18, I think. Just fill it in, I guess. Horizontally, W is 18. If I fill that in my parabola formula, I get 18 squared times, minus 0.0354975. It's minus 11. Plus 1.30371 times 18, and then minus 10.8468. That is 1.12. 1.1 and a bit. It's about the height of the energy. A little bit more, aka that is exactly there. So it should absolutely be visible. Now what can be the reason that it is not visible? I guess my Bezier fitter is just failing. Normally it does a good job, but yeah, it could fail. Yeah, no, it's just at a breakpoint here. Maybe I can set it in this call. This is a bit difficult to set a breakpoint here by line number. Not sure how to set a breakpoint by the current address. Step. Brick 26. So we're being called for W, and the result is nobody knows because I'm not storing it. Can I print it? Minus 51. Okay, that's totally out of the picture. Continue. Now we are being called for W equals 30. This calls us for a minus 20, which is very low, and now we call it for 30, which is also low, I guess. I'll print that one. Minus 3. Well, it's still outside of the window anyway. Continue. Now it's calling it for 80. This value. Dude, that's so also super negative. Continue. And now it calls it for minus 13. Somewhere here. Still outside the window. Also, W is 5. I need to have, of course, at some point a value of 18. 55. I'm not interested anymore in the bow, really. Yeah, that's bullshit, right? So it doesn't even. It only calls it a few times. Why? Looks like the Bezier fitter is broken. Well, okay, that has nothing to do with what I'm working on. Let's ignore it for now. Or maybe have a quick view. I think this is what is happening. There's some kind of a Chebyshev approximation thingy by calling it for 6 different points. So we start, we have well, 7 points even. We have T0 and T6, which are the edges on the left and the right side. Let's also call it in the middle. So at T0 and T6, and exactly in between. Oh, these are just the range. These are the actual values. So you have these vectors. And then you calculate B1, 2, 4, and 5 as well. And now it turns out that the parabola that we have is so sharp that even the points closest to the vertex that we have here, P2 and P4, are still outside of the graph. And therefore it says, let's not do anything. Dude, that bullshit of it all. This is not correct. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe refuse to do this, or that for that matter. If we haven't at the very least done some depth here. So I mean recursive depth. I'm literally having a depth counter here, so. Oh, I guess depth starts at 0 or something. What is depth initially? Depth. Jump to depth. Tell me everything about depth. Nothing. Yeah, 0. Oh, that's a debug thing. Could make it a non-debug thing. Starts at 0. Solve being called, and I don't want to do this if that is not large enough to. This is larger than 0. Okay, hold on. I'm having again. Damn it. Fuck this, dude. Okay, super unclear. Damn it. I thought I removed it to sleep. Wil je dit removen? No, impossible. Forgot to recompile it maybe. I forgot to recompile. It just didn't compile. I always type make twice to make sure that it did compile. This time I didn't. There, now it did. Now we have it. Okay, so yeah, that is then the new purple. And more narrow and continuing. That one, same thing. And then something goes wrong. Because now it jumps to 22. But that's for another day, I think. And the point is that I can't use this to test if my scale gets larger. Really? PJ fitter. Let's use the other function again. Let me take time to delete this idiot's remark here. Yeah, well, no, I mean, so rather the no scale, really? Yeah, can't increase the scale when there is no scale. But okay, we go up. And then at some point I jump back. Oh, not even that. Not even here there is a scale. Unacceptable. I'm pretty sure that there was a scale before here. Of course there's a scale. There has to be a scale. Why does my scale reset? So ask that. Let's ask that question. So blah blah blah. This is a scale. But now we are sitting here. Now I'm jumping to 2. And gone is my scale. It seems that I'm resetting the scale a little bit too soon. Even before I can find any minimum. Wait a minute. Don't tell me it did find a minimum. Yeah, no zeros. I'm completely lost. Let's just put a brick one here. So bloody thing remembering it the same as my gradient. We know, or whatever the Cairo drawing we know. Okay, anyway. Yep. So this is 0.3. Oh. Oh, no, never mind. That's a wide window. Let's see, that went wrong because stupid, what is it called? Fluxbox thinks that this window is the same as the other window. So it put it on the other monitor and same coordinates, and also the layer is the same. So that's now the other window disappeared behind this one. Okay, what would the step? Assemble, you have assemble. Oh, we don't have a symbol. What? What? Bullshit. Okay. Oops. And my mouse buffer is empty. Do I have a print on? I have a print on. This set has sample to maybe nothing. And this sets it definitely to false. I want to know if it is setting it to nothing, so I have to print the sample, I guess. As well, currently it's only printing scale. Scale is that, and reprint as sample. Oh. Yeah, I could print all of these stuff as well, but let's not do that yet. Perfectionist as I am. Make. Succeeded. Gradient descent. I'm still having my debugger in it, right? Okay, I'll do it like this then. 3. No breakpoint. No, it's a breakpoint. To this point, it is already reset. Forget about it. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Minimum reached as sample false. It's printing it twice, both times it is false. That's the reason. Yeah, so if you don't have any zeros, then we are forced to continue in the direction that we were going, which might increase the scale. So it's kind of stupid to reset the scale if there were no zeros. So I'm calling reset on scale in the block where we are doing this, which is fitting the fourth degree polynomial. And then I have to look for the scale reset and well, maybe I can just look for that with no zeros. Grab sources for that text and then we are in the right place. And now we call reset regardless, which is not smart. Now let's see if I can understand this. Yeah, it's totally bullshit. It's even if I if I have no zeros, I'm just setting scale to what it was already, so I'm not really changing it, but it is erasing the current parabola fit. And let's see, did we reach a local extreme? Does that matter? I think the scale reset should not happen unless I jump to a completely different place. Does that make sense? So new. Oh, what did I type? This is empty. Nobody knows where we came from. Nobody. Dum 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 dum. Skill reset. This is the reason to reset it. When new sample is changed, just let's look for all the places where new sample is changed in this scope here. And that scope ends where? At the bottom. Okay. New sample is changed here. And here. But this is keep going in the same direction, which yeah. I might not want to do a reset before this point. Nothing, right? It's just at one pointer. Okay, let's try that. So not reset here, but reset it here. Kind of lost my scale again, I think, because this seems more wider than that. I would like this scale to be set to that. It's not. Why not? But hey, it was not reset, so now I could have done it immediately, but let's do it now then. As in, I'm going to, sorry, before I move it over that window, set layout to, I'm setting it on normal. Yep, and then we can keep the picture. And I blow up the font for you guys. Okay. Oops, next step. This better be true now. No, it's true. So the current scale looks like this. Shish. Looks like this, I mean. Oh, that's not something you want to look at. Set print static off. Let's try that again. Still big. So the scale is 3.13. Whatever. Sample is true, blah 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 stuff. And then the drawn stuff. No, I guess this is the only thing that's interesting. And we are now here, and with an update with a new sample that is as just a W. That's not going to help. But I think that should be further away than. Sorry for stopping mid-sentence, but just something's not right. Why would my scale be -3? Pretty sure the scale should be set to the W value minus the X coordinate of the vertex. And although everything is negative, -5 minus something even less than 5 should be positive. So maybe it was already set to 3, and this is the actual distance. It just didn't update the drawing. Yeah, I think that's going on. So it's actually working, but I'm not updating the drawing. That's my hypothesis now, because otherwise it would have been positive. It's my hypothesis. In other words, quickly lost where we are here. Yes, sample. We have a sample. Yes. The x coordinate of the vertex is -7. Then the new scale becomes even larger than -3, less than -3. Okay, that's still -3, but the other one was -3.13, and now it's absolutely no pun intended. It's absolutely larger. Yeah, it's still fun. Right, so this should hold, right? It is larger. Absolute values. Text. Calculate the height. Well, this is exact, of course, so I'm not even looking at that. This should be true as well. So yes, we write the new scale over it. And update stuff and don't redraw anything. Okay, that's all problem. It's just redrawn. 517. How do we redraw stuff? How about draw indicators? No, it should work. Okay, going down, going immediately and exactly to the minimum. Good feeling. And now we find that it's no zeros here for the 4th degree. And I already drew 3. I'm confused. Anyway, scale is again not updated. Oh, well, actually it is, but it's pestering me with a debugger. I don't want a debugger at all. Let's stop the debugger. Stop everything. Attach DDB. Remove. Hello, Dylan. No, actually, I didn't think too hard about that yet. I'm still working with just one dimension. Hoping that everything will work out once I get more dimensions. Now, the idea is that to use this algorithm for the, how they call that? There's a name for it. What's the name? Something with line descent. Is that line? So we pick a direction, and then in that direction, I'm gonna do a few steps, searching for a sensible minimum. Just in one direction. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna assume 10,000 dimensions in the end, or maybe millions. I mean, it's just, you just can't do something, I think, for in a loop for every dimension. Certainly not every epoch. So yeah, maybe it's going to be a problem with my algorithm. So far has not really taken into account that going to be a lot more dimensions, but well, we will see. On the other hand, I'm getting more knowledgeable on the subject gradient descent, and I read about it, and there's stuff like acceleration by adding a momentum and annealing and backtracking, and slowly I run into all of them, and I build it into my code. So in the end, my code is basically doing all existing algorithms in one, and not because I copied it from a paper, but because I came up with it myself. Ish, you know. So I understand really well what I'm doing, and I think that that's the benefit that I will have once I start on the code for more than one dimension. But now I've got what I was doing, of course. I just removed, I think I just compiled it, yeah. Yes, you have a new skill, and it did not delete the previous skill. That's strange. Now it did. There's something hanging here. An object, skill object. Well, this one is at least growing now, as intended. Why is this not deleted? Surely I have only one skill object. Well, I'm doing this drawing object oriented, right? So, I mean, it's impossible to have two scales as a result of forgetting to erase it, because if I have a variable, I'm having an object that represents the whole scale. And if I change this arrow line thingy here, then it automatically erases the old one. So the only way to get two of them is when I have two skill objects. But okay, I don't know. Yeah, so it doesn't see yet that that we had all directions, just flips direction without knowing that it was there already at the moment. So it keeps going. Oh, there's an interesting one. Finally, it got outside of the graph because the solution, the height here is still below the energy. Still allowed, so it's a way up even outside of the graph. And then we go there. Now we go, oh, after 300 probes, finally, it was erased. Or was it? No, it's still there. Sorry. No. This thing is, But yeah, we lost the other skill because the new parabola is okay. I'm again confused. I mean, this red parabola is the one that fits 304 and 305, and because 305 is past 0, it's a totally different parabola here, namely this one. Well, probably not even. I think that's even. So hit space. No, it jumped back already. Yeah. I really have to figure out why these skill sticks are around here. Possible. So mysterious. This is my class. And then we have a skill. Oh, I have a skill. Oh! That is a sneaky skill that is stored at the moment we find a minimum. So it's like the historic skill. Yeah, oh, that's not nice. Wait a minute. Well, that's the one. So at the moment I find a minimum, I'm storing it as a sample minimum, including the skill. So we go to the left and then we jump back. We find no maximum, so we jump back to the last found of the best minimum. And then I have to reset everything, including the skill. So I'm calling this function probably to copy the skill back. Interesting. So maybe at the moment I call this function, I also should reset this skill so it disappears. And then later set it again if it was updated. The moment you jump away again. That wouldn't happen. No, that would not happen. I guess it's not a problem that this skill hangs around though. Just a tiny little bit of memory. But for the drawing it's kind of confusing, so I should probably reset it after copying. I mean, so there's a certain minimum and we found that minimum. Then we go in one direction, depending on blah blah. Say we go that way. And we find all kinds of other stuff, but not a better minimum than this one. And at some point we give up. Then we jump back to the best minimum because we didn't explore the other side yet. And that is supposed to be the only time I jump back because we have only two sides. And actually, maybe I shouldn't jump back because, now we have two sides. But in the future, we have 10,000 sides, so I don't know. But the whole skill concept is bullshit by then, so... Okay, I'm very doubtful if the jumping back makes sense. No, I must admit. It feels like work. No, it's my project. It's my project. Unless eventually I sell it to Google. No, not to Google. Unless I sell it to Tesla. Then I get money for it. Then it suddenly becomes work. Yeah. I don't know, let's just see where I'm calling this skill. Yeah, this one. That's the exact place where it happens. I'm going to standard move. Let's move the thing. It's that's a fun C++ syntax thingy. So the idea is that this tells me that after copying the scale from the best minimum, the scale of the best minimum is no longer usable. The reason is that I intend to reset it. I could just copy it and then reset it, but this looks better, right? That tells you the same thing. But how to implement that? Because the only thing that you can move are R values. So now this thing must return an R value. And then if you continue the same reasoning, now just create an R value from it. Yeah, what does that do? It's a good question. Does that call the move the move constructor? Maybe it won't even compile, which is exactly what I want, of course. Then let's hope that it doesn't compile. Very good, but not for the reason that I was thinking. No, wait a minute. It refuses to move this because it's promising here that it won't change my current object. And definitely I'm changing current object if I reset that scale. Right, now it compiles, but yeah, I don't know, maybe the scale got a move constructor. Maybe it's calling move constructor anyway, I mean. It was just compiler generated, so let's say we don't have a copy constructor at all. I think if you remove the copy constructor, it will also remove the move constructor. So I'm gonna delete both. Yeah, it deletes the copy constructor and the move constructor. Pretty sure about that. I'm using a copy constructor, damn it. Okay, in that case, I'll just remove the copy constructor, sorry, the move constructor. And hope that that's what is being used and therefore it won't compile. Oh, you can't do that. Yeah, it's compiler generated, so even if I just remove the move constructor, then I also remove the copy constructor. If you just remove one of them. So now I have to explicitly say, no, don't delete the other one. So this is the copy constructor, and we have to keep that one. Thank you very much. Stupid compiler. And it bloody compiles. So yeah, now I don't know what it used. Apparently not the move constructor. Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess it just. I guess it doesn't. It's just. Well, the standard move is a cast, so he casts this thing to an R value and then return the R value. So no copying going on. Not yet, anyway. So we're using the move assignment here, maybe. Maybe that still exists. Okay, that didn't work. Scale. I have a normal assignment constructor. That should have gotten rid of my move assignment thing as well. That worked. So we do get here now at that point. So what happened is I want to tell myself that the best minimum scale is being destroyed here. So I use this syntax. But that means that the scale must return R value reference, otherwise they wouldn't compile. Or am I talking nonsense? Maybe I'm talking nonsense. I think I'm talking nonsense. Yeah, I'm talking nonsense. I think standard move takes anything. It just makes it an R value reference. What if... no. Why do I even have a copy constructor? Because like I just said, I want only to have one scale. If you make a copy of it and the same scale suddenly exists twice. Which gives me my duplicated labels and stuff. And then the same story holds here. I do not want to assign because that makes a copy. Well, yeah. You know, I had a scale, and but then I write the same values to it as the other one. No, don't want to do that. And I suddenly have a duplicate anyway. So now I can only move assign and move copy, which makes more sense in my eyes. Let's see if that compiles. Sample minimum makes a copy. Right. Oh, right. Yeah. I kind of want to remember the values of the scale. So later I can restore it again. So making a copy of this is what I want. I just don't want to make copies of this. Could I abuse the move constructor? Normally it's kind of like if you do a move, then you can't use whatever you moved, but it's just syntax, so you can do you can just change that and say I can reuse it. Why not? So, for example, I redefine what moving a scale means. No, that wouldn't. No, it's too ugly. That's really too ugly. that's. Damn it. Okay, let's not do that. I want to create a new scale, but without the drawing stuff. So I just have to make a new constructor, I think. So copies all of these things. Now I have to pass so much, it also looks ridiculous. What, of course, it's like literally says here, make a copy of another scale. So what you really want to do is just say scale, const, the other scale. But then it is the copy constructor, which would be weird if you make a copy constructor that copies everything except, well, maybe not, because it's the only way I really use it. I guess you can do it like this. Edge symbol, scale dot edge symbol, scale dot draw. So we copy everything except the plot stuff. And I still want to do something with the moving. No, that's not necessary anymore, because now I just don't have plot stuff. Yo. Oh, plot is a reference. Jesus. To make it a pointer. I made it const. Stupid. No, it disappeared. So we did find the minimum, and that got stored, but no longer including the plotted stuff. Therefore, the copy is gone. And it just grows this way. And then when we jump back here, you know, annoying thing is I do see a red parabola, which means I want to see a scale. Why is there no scale yet? It's only now there is a scale. Same thing, eh? Here. Is there no scale at this point? So I jump back. Certainly no. We jump back to the minimum here. Add scale. I'm literally adding scale. It's just not being drawn. Actually highly dubious. Haha. Why would I add the stored scale at this point, while later I notice that, well, at least this way, maybe, yeah, maybe this scale is not equal to that scale. So here you have scale on the left and the right side, which are different. Yet I am adding it. I'm adding this scale now. So from here to there. So this little piece here was a parabola, and therefore I'm jumping all the way there. Well, maybe it's going down like this afterwards. Does not make sense. If I want to add this scale, so we go once there. Then I do have to update this stored scale at the moment I update this one. Okay, let's concentrate on the drawing. Why is it not being drawn at this point? How you learn math? What do you mean? How I learn math, or how you learn math, or in general, or I don't know. Can assume. Okay, you. So yeah, how did you learn math? Well, I started at my yeah, I don't know. I was going to start it with doing calculations for fun when I was 7. My dad would give me a resistor network. I asked for that, and then I would calculate the resulting total resistance. You know, two resistors in series, you add them, and when they are in parallel, you add a reciprocative. I know how to write it. And yeah, so the whole network can be solved with just those two equations. That was interesting. And then, of course, I went to school, and we got mathematics there, but it was boring, so I just hardly paid attention, I think, and then skimmed through the book. And everything I saw was too logical to pay attention to, so I didn't learn anything. And then you get a test, and then it would score very high. So it was simple. And at some point, I did join the Mathematical Olympiad, and I did make it just a national one. But I theoretically I made it to the team that would then go to Bulgaria, I think. But I didn't want to go because I had psychological problems at the time. So that was a dead end, but at least it scored high there. And then I went to university. And it was a little bit harder, I think, but still. Yeah, not really much special. Just mathematics is just simple. But at least they told me on the university stuff like linear algebra. I mean, you can't make that up yourself. So then I knew about vectors and in and out products and matrices and stuff. And then later on, I really got interested because I was writing a program about encryption. So I needed to know a lot of number theory. And I just learned that from the internet. And then wrote a library. It's still online, so you can have a look at that. It's quite fun, I think. Or maybe I should go to my homepage. Libs, no. What am I looking for? And why is this so big? Control 0. This one. Reference manual. So I wrote this while learning stuff. I think it's very doable that you just write a program. You write some program, and then you need mathematics for it, and then you just learn the mathematics while you go. So I wrote this mainly to. Now I need to blow it up again. I think if you learn this from a book, then you will not understand it because they use all kinds of notation that you never learned. So I try to use only notations that are known to someone who did high school, and then introduce sneakily other notations. I mean, I can imagine that you don't know what the double Z means here. But yeah, you could look that up. So Z is just positive and negative integers. Q are the rationals. You need to know simple stuff like that, I guess. It's interesting stuff, yeah. It's a bit too difficult for me now, I think. I did abandon it at some point. My goal then was to be the first person in the world to write an open source program that would generate safe elliptic curves. So I wouldn't have to use the ones provided by the government anymore. And I never really finished it. Not really. I mean, you start reading, I would say, but. Very difficult stuff. Too difficult also, I think. No, but almost, it's like with almost anything that you want to learn. You just put time into it. Very patiently. You need a lot of time. Just, let's say if you would not do that, you would just hang on the couch and have nothing to do. That kind of time. And then you do it for fun. So you just start reading a book and you don't care if you read only 1 page or 10 pages or 100 pages, not important. As long as you are having fun. That's how you learn stuff, in my opinion. The problem that I have run into and still run into now at the older age is that if I learn something, I forget it again. So then it doesn't work. So you take a book with a higher mathematics, and you tell yourself, I'm going to learn this. I don't care how long it takes. And you read 1 page, and then it took a week, but at least then you understand that 1 page. And then you read the 2nd page, and so on and so on and so on, right? That used to work fine. But now, I read and understand the 1st chapter, and then I read the 2nd chapter, and at the end of the 2nd chapter, I forgot the 1st chapter again. So that's a problem. But really understanding stuff helps a lot, of course. You just don't really understand it, but you just memorize lots of tricks. Not good, yeah. I don't understand what you mean with do have projects practice. Do you have projects practice? No. No idea what you mean. You mean for a company in a team? A little bit. But not really for me. In general. But unless everyone in the team is super smart and you can completely rely on them not making mistakes, then I like it. But if you're in a team and everyone is stupid, especially when your boss is stupid, that's horrible. Totally forgot what I was doing now. Oh yeah, the drawing. So it's compiled. Kind of expected that after I reset the scale here, that it should redraw itself. Maybe I'm just missing the... I'm totally missing it. I'm not even missing it. I'm erasing the indicators here. What? I think drawing them also erases them. Except then they get the old ones get replaced with new ones. Maybe this is better. Yep, that solved it. So now it jumps back and then we see immediately the new scale. However, should it be argued that the scale is actually the one up till 8 here? Because that one is larger than this scale. Because the whole thing belongs to the same parabola. It could be that, say, after 8 we find the maximum and then we continue to the left and find the minimum. And that minimum is higher than this minimum, and therefore we say, okay, let's stop here, or maybe even continue, and then we get lots of minima, and they're all higher than this one. So in the end, we give up, and then we jump back here. Then I might still want to know that we followed a parabola here that looked like a really nice parabola all the way up till 8, before it started to go deviate from that. And then you would say, well, the scale is maybe this, you know. And then I could say the 9 here would not tell me otherwise, because the 9 it is laying on the same parabola. So you could say, okay, we had this parabola, and now the 9 lays on top of it. So there's no reason not to assume that parabola will go all the way up till here, and I might as well keep the scale at that size. The only problem is here then that I did go to the minimum and then jump the scale. And yeah, if this is a parabola, is it reasonable to assume that it keeps being a parabola on the other side? I suppose it's pretty unreasonable actually, because if the derivative is a straight line up till this point, why would it suddenly be something else exactly after the minimum? It's at least reasonable, I think. So maybe I should update the stored skill stored in the minimum here as well. It's kind of like switching from a throwaway skill to a stored skill here. So we store the skill, and then from that moment on we update that skill. And you update and use that skill until the next reset. Now I'm lazy, I'm just going to add a pointer to the skill pointing to the copy and then update it like that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's think about it. Joe feels I have to work with a skill pointer all the time. Could make an object. Doesn't even have to be on the stack. Can just create a skill object on the heap. Work with a pointer to it, and then when we find a local minimum, I want to store. I store the pointer in the minimum, and oops. I was leaning on my keyboard. And then instead of resetting the skill, I would just create a new one. No, doesn't make sense. I need reference counted pointer then. Yep, let's do that. Okay, the decision has been made. We make a reference counter, and I just prefer boost intrusive pointer. That's what I'm going to do. So my skill is now no longer on a stack. It's going to be a reference counted, AI ref count, which lives in utils, I think. Namespace, no namespace. Okay, that's machine learning utils, yeah. What the F? Don't tell me that AI ref count is not in namespace. It's like really not in a namespace. Okay, not in a namespace. But it is defined in utils. And probably, no, that's not necessary. This is enough. Okay. AI ref count. So instead of creating a skill on the stack, see what that all happens. I have to fix it later. Let's begin with the one on the stack. This one. So I want to make this one a boost intrusive pointer, which is a very long thing. So probably want to have an auto, as I do usually. Usually scale, and then let's do scale create. Almost the same thing, but yeah. Now I need to have make a create. in the scale class. So we're no longer allowed to create it ourselves. I'm just going to make here and create, which returns a boost intrusive pointer to the scale. And this thing is then going to so can I do that from my head? Template type name. Works. Nah. I really don't know anymore. I'm getting old, man. Let's steal from my own code. I did this a lot. I'm sure I did this a lot. No! Impossible. Linux sure has everything. Create. It's a stateful task create. Create pipeline. Factory. Stateful task create. Let's see if we can find that one back. File descriptor stream buff. I made another create. Ah, that's the one that I wanted. So I did it again. I just type name ... So this one is very much like, just pass arguments to create, which then returns task, which is created from the standard forward stuff. Yeah, well. In this case, I don't need a task type, because we know that it is going to be on a scale. So I just return scale, and now we arrived at exactly what I typed already. Okay, let's just delete this. And I do need my arcs. Let's not print this. So there's a kind of a trick that now it doesn't look good at all, of course. I think it must be. Oh yeah, this is a good trick. So I make all the constructors private, and of course this function can call the the constructors because it's a member function of this class. So if now I want to have a scale at all, I have to call create, which then creates it on the heap by constructing a scale using the same arguments as that you pass to create. And then the pointer to scale is, where scale is derived from AI ref count, otherwise it wouldn't work. But that pointer is then passed to the constructor of a boost intrusive pointer. So you get immediately a ref counted thingy pointer. So this now works. So a scale used to be type scale, but now it's going to be a boost intrusive pointer scale, the type. Create redundant. And I can't make the mistake by accidentally trying to put it on the stack because the constructors are now private. This is the only way to get a scale to begin with. And yeah, because now it's a pointer, not a scale anymore, this is not going to compile, of course. So everywhere where I use scale, I have to dereference it if I want to print it. Well, I don't want to dereference it everywhere. Let's just pass the type as is. So I have to, the history must be accepting boost intrusive pointer. It's very, starts to be annoying that everything is in the same file, I have to say. So all my scales become boost intrusive pointers, which I still pass as a const reference because I hate incrementing atomics when not necessary. Which is then a pointer or a pointer like. Seriously, you don't know what I... Okay, there we go. Scale. Okay, I'll type it again. Update. Initialize. Update. Dereference. This add again, so that could can just be passed as is. Call to reset, highly dubious. No, it's dereference this one, just to value it. I'm passing it to a function again, but this is an place for the extreme. So basically, I'm really it's parameters of the constructor or simple minimum. I think I'm gonna do that later before I lose track where I am now. Skill becomes, oh, it gets more and more harder. I'm going to skip this one as well. It won't even compile, so that's good. That is dubious, but at least it... Okay, we're around. So then I had the constructor of, what was it? Minimum. Sample minimum, yeah. See, now it becomes super interesting because it kind of writes itself, this code. This is exactly what I wanted. To store an boost intrusive pointer instead of a copy. Console reference. Sure, I'm going to copy it anyway. I don't know. I'm inclined to say that this avoids one increment and decrement of an atomic. But it looks weird. Let's make just a copy. I don't know. This way, anyway, it's a completely const thing. The const disappeared before. And there was one more thing. I've got what. Let's just go to the compile errors now. Yeah, create must be static, obviously. To the what? Scale. This is scale. This is scale. Create. This is create. Static. Make. I should not forget to buy dinner before the shop closes, which is in 45 minutes. Cannot cast skill to its private base class ref count. I've got to make it public. So my skill class skill. Got to make it public. I already thought I was looking funny. Now I know why. The bloody thing compiles. Well, this is not working, of course. But now we have scale is in main. Our skill is now boost intrusive pointer, aka smart pointer. And well, at the moment I find the best minimum. I want to make a copy of it, and now I'm going to make a copy by pointer. So do not really make a copy. I just make a copy of a pointer that points to the skill that is on the heap. So that would be here. No, that's copying back. The storing happens on by do the emplace back thingy here. Yeah, the scale is passed at the moment. Sorry, at the moment we make I store the minimum as a sample minimum in a standard list by creating a sample minimum right there, passing the scale, which is a boost intrusive pointer, which then creates the sample minimum with the boost intrusive pointer, copy of the pointer itself. reference counted at all. So that's another way to make a copy. However, if now I continue and update the scale, improve the scale, make it wider, then of course this sample minimum itself is also increased in size, because it's just a pointer to that thing. And then if later I jump back to the best minimum and I want to reset my scale, I just set the pointer to that thing, deleting whatever it was pointing to. So now we continue with the already updated scale from the minimum. I think it already works actually. That was easy. Might already work. Yep. Okay, let's test it. And then I can go buy dinner. So we go to the minimum. Now it stores it, and it stores it with this scale. Yeah, but it stores a pointer to the thing. And then the scale is updated, but now the minimum thing that points to that scale is pointing to the same object. So also we had just one scale and it's updated. It's getting bigger and bigger, and now we get too big, so now we jump back to this point. And then I copy back from the minimum my scale pointer, but it's still pointing to the same object. It doesn't even do something. Well, it could have been pointing to another minimum that we found on this side. Yeah. So that then is deleted. The scale is deleted at least, and then here we are setting the scale back to this object, which would still be there because it's ref counted by the minimum pointer. So now we jump here, and then I want to see the same scale. Oh, we add scale even. Yeah, 9 is now put there. So we go to the minimum and then I add scale. No, definitely added that scale. Why is it still drawing it to that way instead of to the new 9? Because the 9 did not update it, I guess. Oh, now we press space again. I don't know what happens. Where's my 10? 10 is there, yep. Now the 10 is further away from the vertex, so now it was updated, and then the scale is also moved to the other side. Looks good. Now you can ask yourself what should happen if this 9 ended up somewhere where it is completely not looking anymore like the scale that we had. Then I should reduce the scale, if you ask me. Maybe then I should use the backtracking mechanism. So you expect the height to be at this height. So I go to 9 and then I expect it to be at this height. I expect it to be the parabola. But if it isn't, because the thing is just, going totally another way here, then yeah, then I should do backtracking, I think. So just half the step and go here, which then would be a perfect fit, and then that would be the new scale. Guess I need to implement backtracking soonish. Okay, what happens after 10? I guess we jump to something like here or something. Yeah. Yep. it still looks good. And interestingly enough, it's not adding 11 to that scale. Scale is still up till 10. And the reason is that the lighter color here was the previous parabola, which is just this thing here. This is the parabola that we have the scale, that was the scale. The scale belongs to this vertex, belongs to this parabola, and 11 deviates too much. 11 is no longer on that parabola, therefore it's not used. 10 also deviates, but not enough. It was like, okay, this is less than 10% of this height, so it's still considered to be part of the problem. I think my next one is outside of, well, higher than the allowed energy. And then we should terminate and return the best minimum. But it doesn't terminate yet, so now it's going to jump back again, going uphill at this side again. And I wonder what the skill is using. I mean, we have just one thing, right? So it just uses the same skill. Yeah, well, it did. Not only that, it jumps now to 12. So it goes from the minimum, this same scale, to the other side. And that is exactly on the parabola, so it is using it, but it isn't larger than this scale. So, okay, and then 13 is again higher than the energy. No, it's not. 13 is here, which is wider again, so the scale becomes even bigger. That is interesting. On this side, the scale can be arbitrarily big because it's just exactly that parabola. Well, on the other side, it's deviating. So what happens now? We get 14, 15. The scale is now super big. I guess 16 is again higher than the allowed energy again, and we jump back to the vertex plus this scale. So this is how far is that? Kind of like all the way over here-ish. This height, I guess. That's higher than the energy already. 16, yep. But 16, this deviation is definitely more than 10%, so 16 is completely ignored in terms of scale. Unfortunately, you can't see that because it could be equal, considered equal. If I press space, it's just done already. I think it's going to go back to 15, yeah. Oh, now we get an 18 here, higher and higher. Yeah. So it's only adding points here. And then I guess this into the other side, which falls off my screen. Let's make the top 60 or something. Or can I see how high? Yeah, 57. So if I make the top 16, then we can see the other one as well. 60, where's the... No, it's finding the 60 as the limits of how high the curve goes within the X domain to probably have to fake it here. Set it to 60. Go, 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 go. And also my energy is higher. That was not what I wanted. Wait a minute. Nope. Let's comment this out again. No, I should just set the wide range higher here for the graph. Yep. So it goes all the way up till here, which is close to the energy, and then assuming that the scale is the same on the other side, we jump all the way up here, and then we see that it is not the same as we expected, namely this parabola. So it should backtrack and then go from here, which then would find this parabola and then follow that, and then in the end get to yeah, I don't know, it follows it a bit, but I'm not going to jump back to it. I think from here we jump back to there again, and then to there again, and then we have to find it over and over. Yeah, we shouldn't jump back twice anyway. So what is the next thing that is required? Backtracking? So I just add termination. Already detect now that there's nothing to do here, and I want to change the direction. And then if we encounter that again, I should just stop. That should be easy to implement. So then it just goes up and then stop. And then this is the minimum. I think I'm going to buy dinner first, because otherwise I forget it. It's kind of time to eat anyway. Nishkal, can I have your GitHub? You mean the link to my GitHub, I hope? No, for 1 million euros you can have it. Yeah. But it's I'm pretty sure that the link to my GitHub is in the description of the video. Every video. I can give you the link, but if you scroll down below the video, then you'd see it now. Backtracking line search, yeah, this is some blah blah about that. They make it sound way more difficult than it is, if you ask me. Okay, food time.